A point, really, if you think about it, with a goal difference almost safe. So do they come and try and play for that? Gary Locke suggesting no.
Well, I think the first 5 or 10 minutes will tell me a lot. Will they sit in? Will they attack? Of course, Gary would, ideally go and get the win. But if he gets a point, I think he'd be more than happy. OK, really looking forward to this game. And your match commentators, as always, are Gary McAllister and Derek Ray.
Thank you, Darryl. Evening, everyone. Two teams at the sharp end of it. Pressure in football can be debilitating. Motherwell and Kilmarnock must play tonight with tension levels ratcheted up to full blast. 30 successive top-flight seasons for Motherwell, 22 in a row for Killy. There is much at stake. Motherwell have made an enforced change at right back. Simon Ramsden starts for the first time since being ordered off against Inverness at the end of February. Josh Law is injured. Otherwise, it's the same side that drew 1-1 with Ross County. Lionel Ainsworth and John Sutton could have key roles off the bench. Kilmarnock trying to avoid what would be an outright club record run of consecutive defeats. Make 4 switches from the 3-2 reverse against Hamilton. Jamie Hamill, who has missed 10 games due to an ankle injury, comes in for Craig Slater. Darryl Westlake, Paul Kearney and Lee Miller also return, with Mark O'Hara, Chris Johnston and Alexei Eremenko dropping to the bench. Mark Connolly is available again.
Motherwell and Ian Barraclough, they go with the 4-4-2. They'll look to dominate the ball. They'll look to get the ball into the feet of Scott McDonald. I think they'll look for the pace of Irwin and Johnson on the left-hand side. Kilmarnock just slightly different. They'll go 4-4-1-1. Lee Miller leading the line. Very important that he doesn't get isolated. So McGuinness, McKenzie and Kearney must get up and quickly support the lone striker.
Barraclough's 20th game in charge of Motherwell. They've collected just 1 point from their last 3 games. Gary on the flanks, it's usually 4-4-2. And that's the shape once again. Josh McGuinness. It's Northern Ireland international. Trying to use his pace. Oh, and it's Kearney. And again trying to get in there. He was foiled by George Long. Big opportunity in the first 3 minutes.
Just as we thought, McGuinness against Hamill on that right-hand side. It's a good cutback. Falls beautifully for Kearney. It's a good challenge by O'Brien in the end. McGuinness just going on the outside of Hamill. He just cuts it back here. It goes all the way through to Kearney. There's no flag. Looking at the pace of Marvin Johnson, I think he's got the better of Barber.
Hamill's pass for Kilmarnock. Rory McKenzie to make something happen. McGuinness. Shuffle there from Josh McGuinness. Improvised goalkeeping by George Long. It did the trick. Now Klingon. Goal kick.
Oh, it was a good stop by the feet of Long. McKenzie does ever so well to hold it up. And Hamill doesn't get close enough to McGuinness. He nearly catches Long out at that near post. And it's wide.
Just have shaded it, but a good point under the circumstances for the Staggies, who have been excellent for a long time now.
It's been a great recovery from Ross County. 2 best chances this evening have fallen to Kilmarnock.
Hamill, speculative ball. Conor Grant doing the appealing, asking
for the pen. No, it's whipped in. He's in a good position, Westlake, but it just skips off the fast surface. That's a handball. I think he just misreads the bounce here. It skips off the greasy surface.
BT Sport 1. Sounds like already crowned champions. St Johnstone pushing for Europe again. The SPFL roundup programme can be seen on Monday from 6:30. Again, it's on BT Sport 1. All the programmes available through btsport.com and the BT Sport app. Lasley for Conor Grant. Lee Irwin trying to manoeuvre his way into position, still going! Oh, and it's possibly the goal! Now it is the goal that Motherwell wanted so badly. Scott McDonald from close range, but it was all down to Irwin's work. Motherwell still breathing.
Well, this is a real poacher's goal by Scott McDonald. As Derek says, the architect is Lee Irwin. I think he gets a break of the ball. He gets a little bit fortunate, but then it's good skill, great strike, good save from Sampson. But the striker's instinct here, the poacher, just follows it up. Great save by Samson down his left-hand side. But that just nudges over the line.
McDonald against Kilmarnock in this campaign now. With a free kick against Kilmarnock in the March encounter. Pass by Kearney, McKenzie. Josh McGuinness. He had options in there. It's going to be a corner.
Just takes a little deflection again. They work the ball out to McGuinness. Again, Hamill just sits off. Needs to get a little bit closer. Just goes flashing across the goal.
Kearney from the other side. Oh, and it could easily have gone in. A couple of bobbles. Well, Ashcroft. Simon Ramsden with the Motherwell throw. Hamill. Johnson. Trying to beat Barber. Succeeded. Flashing it across. Marvin Johnson.
I said he had the pace of Barber, nudging it round one side, going the other. Scott McDonald's at the back post there, looking for it just to be felt in. Here you are. Look at Stephen McManus. He's taken out there by Pascali. It's well off the ball.
Ball was over there. Easily the Motherwell touch. Miller. Closed by McManus. Strongly into the challenge. Stevie Hamill. Away goes Irwin. Trying to discomfit Ashcroft. Irwin. Brimming with confidence at the moment, as you've just seen. 2 for Motherwell. Who knows? Maybe they can get themselves out of this.
Well, it's a stinging tackle from Hamill, winning the ball deep in his own half. And this is about pace and strength. But also look at the technique, look at the skill here. He's just looking for the opening. The first shot that made the first goal was off the left side. This time, cutting in on his right. Clever feet, chops it back. And this is a super finish. They're finding it very difficult to handle this big fella. This time off his right side. He knows what that target is, doesn't have to look. Well played.
Negating St Mirren tonight. Jimmy Hamill. He's feisty to say the least. Barber couldn't get there. It's Marvin Johnson. Twisting and turning, Johnson and firing. It's all Motherwell at the moment.
The pace of Johnson again. He's shifting the ball here from his left to his right. Barber has no idea which way he's going to go. This time he goes on the outside.
He's going to force it forward. Letting it drift out to Johnson. Oh, interesting idea from Scott McDonald.
A little striker at the back post. Scott McDonald rises above Westlake here. More floated ball to the back post. Pressure on Motherwell.
Kearney with the Kilmarnock corner. Ashcroft and Miller getting in the way of each other. Back with Kearney. And is it going to go over the line? It does! Josh McGuinness punches the air with delight. It lends much-needed oxygen to Kilmarnock.
Well, we said they'd started the better of the two teams in this second half. It's a real messy affair. Motherwell just can't clear. Kearney puts it back in. Long can't get there, and it's just bundled over the line. I think it's McGuinness in the end. Motherwell just simply cannot make a clearance. And then they just get it over the line, and it's game on.
Column did book Jamie Hamill. Pearson was there too. Now it's McDonald laying it off. Oh, and a fingertip save by Samson to foil Grant. March kept saying, just waiting for the matches after the split, expecting to return. I want to help the lads. Well, he's done that. It's a nice touch by Hamill. Here's McDonald. Keith Lasley, the Motherwell captain.
It's a nice little days of play here. Hamill and McDonald combining well to make the space for Lasley. Just
Simpson has to go to work. It was Day who sold him a bit short. Action spills over to the other end. Westlake up there. Of all people, Darryl Westlake. That could well be a furious finish to this game. And a slip. It was by Connolly. Lee Irwin trying to find the angle.
it falls nicely for Lee Irwin here. And he knows he's got the pace of Ashcroft. He goes on the outside and he just can't keep it under the crossbar. And this is a little 1-2. There we go. He swings with it.
It's the best of clearances. Scott McDonald nimbly. Irwin spinning and turning. The block by Barber. Lasley. In by Johnson. Wayward.
Quality ball up the side.
Anthony Straker is on. Now what can they conjure? McDonald! Nearly.
You can tell his reaction here. This is close. He wraps that right foot right round the ball.
There's Barber with the throw. Straker. It's Miller unable to control it. Ashcroft. He's given it straight to Scott McDonald. Ainsworth off to the right. McDonald for Ainsworth. Is this the moment for Motherwell? It is! To seal victory! Lionel Ainsworth!
And it's good play. Scott McDonald picks it up just inside the Kilmarnock half, drives forward. I thought he was going to let it go here, but unselfishly gets it out to Ainsworth, who calmly just cuts inside. It's a super finish by Lionel Ainsworth, and the tension has just been relieved. Now, a good first touch inside, and then he drives it low to the left-hand side of Sampson.
Paul Kearney with it. You need commanding headers. The dying embers of a match. Trying to exert a victory. And I'll tell you what, Scott McDonald in position perhaps to net another one. Denied by Sampson.
No, it's a classic counter-attack. Scott McDonald coming in off this right-hand side. He composes himself. He needs to go across the keeper. Or go towards the
new derby against Hamilton in the first game after the split. They could only draw with Ross County in the home game last week. The Motherwell players knew they had to make it count tonight. With swords made of Motherwell steel, this is quite the incision. Just 3 points between them now. Lionel Ainsworth with the third goal of record. A gargantuan performance by Lee Irwin, congratulated by Alan Burrows, the general manager, and by the boss, Ian Bataclough. Scott McDonald on target as well. They've all contributed, and Motherwell believe that they can avoid 11th place and the playoff. Kilmarnock go down for the 7th successive game. The final score at Fir Park is Motherwell 3, Kilmarnock 1.
Derek and Gary, many thanks indeed. They needed a big performance, they needed a statement from all of those experienced players, the whole team, and players like Keith Lasley have delivered that for them tonight. It is an enormous 3 points. We'll be back with you 6. It's bad news for St Mirren. Motherwell's victory means that now they are officially relegated, but look above them, the battle goes on. Motherwell have a fighting chance. They have reeled in Kilmarnock. They're only 3 points behind both Ross County and Killie, and there's been a goal difference swing as well tonight. Only